Greetings and aloha, what's going on? It's Mike's from livemyassoff.com, and I am here at Wat Plailaem. I believe that's how you pronounce it correctly. I've just parked the motorbike and just wanted to say hello and begin the video, and then we're going to flip the camera around and you guys are going to see all the beauty that I'm seeing because it is spectacular. This is also only child Wat, and again, you know, yes, there's not that many people who are being tourists right now, and if they are, the majority of them are Thai, and therefore at about 1:30 or 2 in the afternoon, when it is about 100, they're all indoors or basically waiting, and then probably at 4 p.m. this place gets busier. But I've looked at pretty much everyone. The last Wat I was at, I had my shorts on. And I got up to the sign and it says, you know, look, be respectful and don't wear it. Now, I'm used to, from going to like Wat Po and other Wats, but that was my first sort of, you know, temple, right? Cover your legs and you can't just walk in with shorts. So, but the last Wat I was at here on Koh Samui, there were many people walking around with shorts, including young ladies that had, you know, like little skirts on and stuff. I mean, not ridiculously short, but certainly above the knee. So therefore, I thought, okay, well, I guess I should be good. Now, I drove up, and there was a bigger sign, and it wasn't worn off. So I'm going to go double check on that, make sure I'm as appropriate as I possibly can be. And if not, then I may need to, you know, rent some shorts. Rent some, you know, like a wrap or some long pants, whatever. So anyway, we're on our way to do that, and I am stoked that you guys are with me right now. This is going to be really, really great. The parking lot is indeed over there. However, I basically just found wherever there was shade. And I guess I parked in like bus parking or something, but it really didn't matter. It wasn't like kind of crucial. Now this is closed, and so what we'll do is I'll walk up here and just kind of check this out. As I was driving up, I noticed the lake, but I wasn't quite sure exactly what it did and like what was in the middle of it, what was on the edge of it, and that sort of thing. But this is closed, sadly, and it is gorgeous. It is really just spectacular, and I think maybe if I had a $5,000 camera, you might be able to. But honestly, I don't think anything would do it justice. I just absolutely don't. Now, what you'll see when you're looking online for Wat Plailaem is this, basically, the Buddha with the multiple arms. And so that, as you can see, people are walking out towards that. And nobody I see has shorts. So that's a little bit of a disappointment for me. So anyway, but we'll go check that out. And we'll say goodbye to these guys temporarily. We'll come back and hang out with them a little bit later. But, and just so you know, like when you see this sort of thing here, that's not trash. People actually left that this morning as an offering, which is sort of interesting. It's a different custom for sure than the majority. Oh my God, I don't have my mask on. Of course, none of these people. She doesn't have her mask on over there. Although she's got some really, she's got some dogs that are big fans because she's basically holding food. But yes, I have my mask with me. So actually, I'll make sure I have it at the ready. Okay, so please dress. See, this is what I was referring to. You can borrow a shawl at the director's office. So it doesn't look like they're too focused on just like, you know, like cargo shorts like I have on. So that's good news. Coffee and drink place over there. I was kind of hoping it was like Big Buddha. No, those girls over there, they have skirts that are up above the. See, but this is what was more common for me. That's what I'm more used to. It's like a full body cover thing. So, I don't know if I'm going to do that. But what does it say? Don't feed? Oh, don't feed birds. Okay. Okay, they have their shoes on, but I don't know. I guess I'm just gonna have to do the whole ignorance thing. Now they have like baskets of food, and my experience is that you feed fish and they come running at a rapid pace. So maybe I'll see how they do it. Gracie and I did this when we were in, oh yeah, see, there you go. Gracie and I did this when we were in Laem. And some of these fish are gigantic. And they're also, I mean, literally, I'm talking like 4 feet long, 5 feet long. Big, big fish. I wish Scuba Tom was here. He could probably take a good photo of this. I was like, that is a giant fish, but no, it was a big dog, and he's going to get his. So golden retrievers know how to speak Thai, just so you know. God, these fish are so big. They're big, big catfish too. But I don't think my lens is able to get the size of it. But anyway, so that's what occurs there. And it's a fun thing to do for sure. But it's one of those things that is on the list of fun things I like to do with Gracie, but don't particularly like to do by myself. So anyway, what I was saying about the Big Buddha. So when I was there, the cool part is that they had like a whole bunch of little restaurants at the bottom. But at the time, I wasn't hungry. Today, I'm hungry. So that's bad timing in the sense that there's none here. What I'll likely do is just drive back to the Big Buddha. I really can't tell. I don't see a sign that's relative to my my shorts. But the good news is it? Do you know if these are okay? Is okay? Okay, thanks. Cool. Of course, I asked a white guy, but luckily his girlfriend was Thai, and she said it's okay. But of course, she did it with a mask on, which I probably should have done. But so there's the giant one, and then there's this small one. And again, I really do like the ceremony of the whole, you know, like wax thing with the incense and then the little flecks of gold. However, this ground is very hot. The infamous could fry an egg on it kind of thing. So, and but the good news is it's not super quiet up here. There's like some, I mean, it sounds like, you know, they're doing gardening and that sort of thing. So I'm not too concerned about talking. But so that, what is it, Maxwell Smart? That's the second biggest foot I've ever seen. But yeah, it's enormous, that's for sure. Ah, yes, a weed whacker. You know what's interesting? I don't think I've seen lawnmowers here. What I see are guys like, and again, it's not, you know, acres and acres, but what I see when there are workers, and that's a beautiful structure over there too. We're gonna have to go check that out. That's amazing. When I see guys, you know, workers cruising around or groundskeepers, is I see them doing exactly what that guy was doing. Weed whacker, weed whacker, weed whacker, weed whacker, constantly. And yeah, that would be a really neat place to go in, but for some reason it's closed, and not completely sure why, but great thing is, oh, and so that's where I was over there, by the way. where those girls were throwing or still are. Sorry, right there, throwing the fish food in. See, now again, I must tell you, I honestly don't know if before I came to Thailand, if I were to see a video on YouTube about some guy like walking around, and just sort of showing temples with, the dragons and all of this stuff on it, whether I'd be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna watch this whole thing. So, but again, like I said, 51% of the reason we're doing this is so Mom can see it. And so that's nice. And to be fair, I also like to capitalize on the fact that even amidst massive caffeine intake this morning with the gimbal, it's like I'm floating on air, baby. So it's interesting. I mean, I know that there are sort of spectacular, let's just say, churches, right, in the United States, and certainly where I grew up. I mean, my hometown was incorporated in 1635, and so, as you might guess, there's some churches that are of that vintage in my hometown. And they're pretty awesome. I mean, the pews are not just, benches, right? They're actual, like, they're square, and they have high doors around them. And historically, they would be, real estate, effectively. In other words, like a family would own one. And they would will it, and they would, I don't know if they would sell it necessarily, but it would be passed down, and there was some degree of ownership to it relative to your affluence, I think. There's a little convenience store over there for some Cokes and that sort of thing. I'm not sure what rescue Wat Plailaem means. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. I'm probably not, but that's okay. So there's the parting of the Red Sea, and then there's the flying away of the pigeons. I haven't decided which one my ego likes more, but these are pretty cool, huh? Now, you know what? I see these things. Maybe you guys can, in the comments, let me know. Basically paddles. Things that I see these in lakes. I see this in man-made, traditionally, lakes. I see this in Lumpini Park. I have absolutely no idea what it's for. I mean, I get it that it like moves the water, but what is the reasoning behind that? I'm unclear on that. Looking pretty happy there, sport. Pretty happy. Looks like you got an attitude of gratitude up there. Good job. Big fan, Buddha. I ask Buddha every morning to keep me safe, happy, kind, and lucky. It's a little bit of a mantra that I adopted quite a while ago, actually. And so far, so good. Or at least, I guess, when I'm not kind, maybe I am able to identify it right away. I don't know. Make amends for it. Who knows? But I really like the fact that there are multiple of these. There's no sort of one, Buddha. I mean, arguably there's, one, sort of common face, right? You'll see of a lot of Buddha statues, which is of sort of the tiny little smile. And that's this one. I'm not going to step up there because I am confident that the minute you come on this floor, you're supposed to take your shoes off. So I won't. Not in the mood to dismount and then retie. But certainly it's a pose like that with like the arm over the crossed legs. This one I've seen before actually, and I really think this one is cool. And again, forgive me if I say, "Oh yeah, this is cool," and you're like, "No, Mike." As it turns out, this is the one Buddha that everyone's afraid of, and if you stand in front of this for more than 5, 4, 3, you'll actually have bad luck. I mean, I don't know. I'm totally ignorant to it, but the point is that I find it cool. It's like a four-handed Buddha with an elephant face and an elephant trunk. So why not, right? Pretty neat. And again, you know, the bottles of water, and sometimes there'll be that like red soda, some food, rice. Pretty cool. Now it looks like at some point, and since there's lights there, I assume maybe when it's dark out, they have a fountain of some kind. And you know what's funny is I've seen so many people do videos from Lumpini Park where they like go to the middle lake and the fountain is going. And I've never been there when it's on. Actually, no, I'm sorry. I was there one time when it was on, and then literally after I sat down, it shut off. And so I refer to it as no farang fountain. The minute I show up, the fountain goes off. So now the other thing, again, it's based on ignorance, but when I see designs and things of this type, and maybe they're silhouettes, so maybe I'll turn around and walk back the other way, but I don't know, you really can't see that really well. Hold on. Let me see if I can. Yeah, I think you can, actually. So there you go, right? Now you can't really tell that it's red. Stand by. Oh, it's just so bright everywhere I look, with the exception of... Anyway, so they're red. And when I see things like this with a lot of red, I have a belief that is not necessarily true, but I think that it is of more Chinese origin than Thai. And I don't know whether that's the case or not. But I can tell you when I see these when I see a lot of these, it seems like Gracie and I have been somewhere that is the time of year is it's a lot closer to like Chinese New Year or something like that, right? So anyway, it's, you know, my ignorance. But the point is that I like it, and it makes me feel good when I'm around it. I sort of shared that the last time I was, you know, going through the ceremony that I hope again was fairly appropriate. But anyway. So there you go. So that is Wat Plailaem, and I think it's gorgeous.